Story time on how I found out my cousin was letting her boyfriend molest her daughter. So she was actually my cousin, but I called her my aunt just because she was older. She was over 30. So I see her as an auntie. Cousin's room, so her daughter room one night. And I don't know what made me get this thought. I was between the ages of 10 and 12. And the minute that she left out the room, the whole time that she was gone to fix her noodles, y'all, the thought just kept repeating in my mind. Now, their relationship also, when I was thinking about it, was kind of weird. But rumors in the family that her mom was taking pain medication, but she was addicted to it, so she wasn't always in pain. She just was enjoying getting high. But her mom did have issues with her back, so she also was drinking too. And I remember seeing her boyfriend, like her mom would drink with them. So she was the oldest. I think she was maybe like 15, 16 at this time, but her mom had been with this guy since she was maybe 10. Like her mom's been with this guy for a little minute. I remember one day seeing the guy he passed the alcohol around to people like the kids. So all of her kids. So she was the oldest. She had three younger brothers after her. So I remember seeing him, he was drinking with them. I never saw my mom drink, so that behavior was not in my direct household, but I did see it in other family members' household. She had a friend who lived upstairs. I had got close with a friend at one point too. A friend ended up telling me that she had some similar thoughts because me and the friend used to walk to school together. So fast forward to when it all comes out. Wake up in the AM and all I hear are sirens. My adopted mom goes to go see what's up. She comes back and tell me the news. Multiple people, multiple like other friends, because they all gambled. They all played cards. And I remember telling y'all that the adults used to talk to me because I'm an old soul. I'm getting all the tea from the grown people. At 7 years old, I'm talking about they spilling the beans. Man drove trucks. And the mom, so my aunt, she would always be saying like, she wants to go with him. She likes to go with her dad. That wasn't her real dad, but she called him that. She was like, she likes to go with her dad. She begs to go on the road with him. She don't want to stay home. So to me, the story was like, it was conflicting because at times she was really close with him. So I feel like that she was groomed and they were actually in a relationship. I feel like she sold her daughter off to him because as long as he was paying the bills and giving her money to go gamble and to get them pills for that back and to get that alcohol, she didn't give a damn. I just don't know. As a man, you know how their tendencies can get, and I don't feel like it's always healthy to let a girl stay with a man by herself when she's the only woman around him as well for long periods of times. Like the girls who was raised with just their dad, like no other woman was in the house for more than 10, 15 years. Y'all need to check on them girls. Them girls be out here living and acting like they're happy and like they so, got a close bond with their dad. Y'all don't know what them girls went through. I also do tarot readings, so let me tell you this really quick. Two of my clients, one white woman, she told me that in the white, with the Caucasians, is very common as well. So basically, the woman was a lesbian now, and she said that it came from the fact her mom was overly obsessed with her and her mom used to do sexual things with her. My other Caucasian client told me that her mom was aware of her dad doing it, but let him do it because she was molested. And also, she found out that when her daughters hit high school, so my client, when her own daughters hit high school, that's when her kids confessed that he had got to them too. Now with my client, I felt like she was guilty because you knew he did it to you, so why did you feel like he magically changed when your kids was born? He saw them like, these are my kids, these are my grandkids, these are my vaginas. Some men think like that. Incest, it is real. It definitely happens. Check on the people that looks like they're one big happy family. They're not. Now, let's go back to it being in the black community. I had a friend where her mom passed away when she was like 5. Her mom had passed away from cancer. Her mom was a kindergarten teacher, and her mom passed away when she made it to kindergarten. The dad saw her as her mom. That's how the incest goes on. Incest goes on because they see the daughter as reincarnation. You are your mom. The dad didn't have another wife. He did not remarry. He didn't have a girlfriend. It was only her and him in for a long time. This is a man who has experienced sex, and this woman is a virgin. Well, the baby, his daughter, my friend, were my classmate at the time. She was a child. She was a kid. She wasn't touched. She was fresh. She was tight. everything that a man likes, right? And she looks at her mom. So as she got older, I'm not sure what age it started. She's still to this day. It's been years since I graduated, so I haven't spoken with her, but I do feel like that it happened. Vice versa. When you have a mom who's overly obsessed with her son, she sees him reincarnated as the dad. They don't care about the age. When they got grown and they were able to realize that they was groomed and their dad was touching on them and doing all types of stuff like that to them growing up, that is when it hits them like, hey, that was not okay. But they've already went years with holding this image to the public for their dad. They don't want to expose their dad, and once they find out that it's happening to others, they think that it's normal. That happens a lot. And I'm not going to say all men are predators, but not all of them can control when their senses start ticking when the next vagina is close to them. I don't know if y'all seen that story of the man who, it was him and his wife, and they had 3 kids, and the oldest child, he got her pregnant 7 times before CPS, well, the hospital finally said something. He was putting his name on the birth certificate too as her dad, like as the child's father. So this is not only her dad, but this is her children's dad as well. And it's like, the mom, you're a sick, pathetic ass bitch. Had to go get my breakfast and my smoothie to feed my kiddos. But back to the story. I also find it very weird that once I hit over 18, there were men from my childhood that literally watched me grow up that tried to shoot their shot at me. To the 8 a.m. when the sirens was going off, the story that came out was her mom. So the night before, her mom had came in from gambling and found him laying in the bed with her, cuddled up with her, like behind her, like he fell asleep right there. How is it nighttime when you find out and it's daytime when the cops are called? So the friend told me a different story. The friend told me that my cousin had came up there the night before and knocked on her door and told her to come sit downstairs with her till her mom came home. He went to sleep. She got a knife and went in there to try to cut his penis off. She said she couldn't cut it completely off, but she cut a piece of it off and he started bleeding. And that's when he woke up. Little brother in the bed with her, I guess for her protection or so he wouldn't make a scene. He took the little brother out of the bed with her and put him in the room with her other 2 brothers. Now, her other 2 brothers, I feel like they were a little bit conscious of what was happening, but they were kind of quiet because everybody else was quiet. One of them had a kind of feminine personality, and I feel like that he touched on that one as well. But once he takes the little brother out of the room, she says she sneaks out of the window, and that's when she goes upstairs to get the friend. Now, the next AM, when the mom is supposedly putting on her act, crying, saying she's heartbroken, she's hurt, she didn't know it was true, whoop the whoop case may be, the guy ended up going to jail. He's still in prison to this day.